All right, all right. Okay. Pay attention now. Listen close. Because today's quote is something that cannot be denied. Here's the thing. Before we get started, get your pen and pad, take notes. Today's quote is add more life to your years and add more years to your life. Wow. Okay. Now, think about it. Add more life to your years and add more years to your life. That's a good way to live your life, you know. And no matter how you look at it, it cannot be denied that it's going to work for the better for you. Because just look at it. Let's break it down. Okay. Adding more life to your years. All right. What is that going to do? Well, first of all, most people in this country or in this world are sedentary. Basically, they're sitting down all day long on their butt at a job that they hate for at least 7 hours because you take your breaks, your lunch break, your coffee breaks, you're breaking from the break, but you're sitting down majority of the time. Unless you're in the service industry where you're walking all the time, like in a restaurant, or if you're in the medical industry where you're walking a lot. But majority of people have a sit down type of job, sedentary. And let's see, you're born with arms and legs to move around, but most people just sit down all day long, don't move. Not good. Then you're laying down, you're sleeping at least about 6 to 7 hours, so you're not moving then. And then when you get home from work, what do you do for about 3 hours to 4 hours maybe? You're sitting down in front of that TV, sedentary. So you're in a sedentary position for at least 7 hours at work, 3 hours at home, 7 hours in the bed at night. So what's that? 7, 3, 14, 17. At least 17 hours out of the day, you're like this. Just sitting down, not doing anything. Well, you're working, you're sleeping, snoring, sitting in front of TV, eating, snacking, sitting at the dining room table, the kitchen table, eating. But the majority of the time, you're not doing anything. Not good. Not good for health. So, how do you add more life to your years then? Well, you got to do is you got to come outside for one thing. Get some fresh air, like on this cloudy day out here. Smells fresh, feels good out here though. You got to get you some. Come on out here. I'm telling you. Go for a walk. Before you go to work, go for a walk. One time around the block. Go for a jog around the block. Do something. Jog in place for 20 minutes before you go to work. While you're at work, get up, stand up, move around. Get you one of those computer desks that raises up in the air so you can be mobile. You can kind of move around. Get those knees up. Step. You hear me stepping? That's a start. But that's nothing. Add more life to your years, okay? How do you do that? Let's take it to the next level. Go to the amusement park. Go to the beach. Buy a bicycle. Yeah, they still make those things, bicycles. Not the ones that you can rent on the sidewalk that have the motors on them where you just crank it up and you just... I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a real bicycle that you have to pedal and move your legs up and down to move. A real bicycle. Yeah, and you can go to the gym. I mean, that's a way to, stay active and add more life to your years. But that's not enjoyable because you're trekking to the gym, it's work. Going gym equals work. Work is not fun. That's not life. Nobody wants to work. I don't care what people say. Well, I have a dream job. No, you don't. Nobody wants to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to sit in traffic to make somebody else some money and to deal with customers and all this kind of stuff. Nobody wants to do that. In the perfect world, in a utopian world, everybody would just wake up and just walk around hugging and blowing kisses to each other. Greetings, salutations. Sound like something off of the movie Demolition Man with Sandra Bullock. Got to sneeze. That's what happens when you come outside, get some fresh air. It clears your sinuses. You got to be more active. You got to add more life to your years. Think back when you were younger. You were with your friends having fun, and we had these things called skates. We used to go get skates and go to the skating ring, and we used to skate. Now, you're 40, 50, 60 years old, 30 years old, and you're like, skating? Really? Yes, skating, really. There are skating leagues out here for grown folks, for adults. Look into them. If you're in a bigger city, say like Atlanta, Chicago, yeah, they have groups out there that go skating, and I mean, it is wow. I went to one in Atlanta one time, and they were, woo! I was like, wow, these are grown folks out here doing this? I mean, speed skating, like they trying out for the Olympics. Going forwards, going backwards, spinning around, dancing to the music while they're skating. You know, that's not only being active, that's adding life to their years. And when you do that kind of stuff and you go home, you feel great. You're not depressed from a funky job that you don't want to be at all day long. You're not tired and worn out from that job or sitting in traffic because you actually you've done something active and fun that you like doing with friends and family. And it's a workout too. You're actually burning calories and you're feeling good, probably losing a little weight, trimming down. You see, that's what happens when you add more life to your years. When you're active all the time, you're burning calories, you're burning fat, you know. And guess what happens when you burn calories and burn fat? The scale starts to go down. And you haven't even tried to lose weight. You're just being active, being out there having fun, just adding more life to your years. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, the list is endless. When the weather's right, go swimming if you know how to swim. So tell you, hop in a pool and just start swimming, floating on your back. It's a good feeling. Play some basketball with some friends. Have some fun. Throw a football around with your kids. If you have a big backyard, play with the kids. Don't tell your kids to go play. No, play with your kids. Hey, if you have a dog, walk the dog. Well, of course, dogs need to be walked. But instead of walking, jog with your dog. Go to the dog park. Have some fun. Add more life to your years. Amusement parks. I talked about that earlier. You talking about moving around and being active? Go to an amusement park and walk around. Get there about 9 o'clock in the morning and say, June, yeah, come on down to Orlando. Come to Universal Studios or someplace like that. In June, woo! And walk around from 9 o'clock until 6 o'clock p.m. Yeah, your feet are gonna be screaming. And you're gonna be having so much fun riding those rides. You with the kids or your spouse or your mate or whoever. That's adding more life to your years. Travel. Book your flight. Go to the Bahamas. Go to Jamaica. Go to Mexico. Go somewhere. Add more life to your years. Go to, yeah, if you're into it, yeah, go to Jamaica on the west side. they had this thing called hedonism. Yeah, clothing optional. Yeah, adding more life to your years. People fly from all over the world to go to that place just to add more life to their years. And when, like I keep saying, when you add more life to your years, you're gonna add more years to your life. Believe that. You know, while the majority of the population is sitting in front of a computer screen or an office desk like this. Yes, boss. Okay, sir. Yes, sir, I get right on that, sir. No problem, sir, I got it. I'll get that report to you by the morning. Oh, you need it in 10 minutes? Okay, let me work on it. Now you're stressed, nervous, blood pressure is jacked up. That's not adding more life to your years. That's taking life from your years. I'm trying to tell you. Hey, the list is endless. See, when you're adding more life to your years, it's all about having fun. And people say, act your age. What does that even mean? What does that even mean, act your age? No, put on some sneakers. You're 60 years old. Go get you some sporting clothes, tank top, shorts, sneakers. Get out the house. Here's something. Fly a kite at the beach. Try that. Bet you never thought about that. Hey, here's something. Get with your friends. And see, you're older now, you're in your 50s. Get with your friends. Go to the club. Do a takeover. Go to a young club where they're playing current music and do a takeover. Everybody's gonna look at you now like, what are those old people doing in the club? You know what they're doing? They're adding more life to their years. They're having fun. They're enjoying themselves. What do you think they're in the club for? You think they're in the club to sit down and go to sleep? No, they're there to have fun too. See, when you're younger, you're adding life to your years because you're active. You have the energy for it. But when you're older and you've been eating bad all your life and drinking and smoking and not doing anything, it catches up with you when you get older in your 40s and 50s. So what you want to do, you want to get out the house, find that energy, drink you some Red Bulls or something, just coffee, whatever. Get out the house, go to the club and party. And don't go there sitting down all night long. Like, I'm getting too old for this. No. You're never too old to have fun and enjoy yourself. Get up and dance. I'm telling you, add more life to your years, and it will add more years to your life. You know? Do it. I was just talking to a friend of mine the other day. Used to love sports, football, basketball, watching that stuff on TV. And now he's in his 50s. And he told me on a text, he said, you know what? Saturday and Sunday, football is on and I'm really not interested. You know, I find myself just, sitting in the backyard, just relaxing and taking a nap. And I missed all the games. Who won? I'm like, that's interesting. You actually played football. You played basketball. And now you're to the point where you don't even enjoy watching it. Then he said he talked to another one of his friends. He's married. Well, my friend is married. And he talked to another one of his friends. He's married. They're about the same age, 52 years old. And he said the same thing. He said, man, shoot, the games were on and I was watching a movie. Interesting. And they both say the same thing. When I watch it, I usually fall asleep because it's just boring. It's just nothing to it. I'm like, and he asked me, what do I think about that? What do you think? He said, what do you think the problem is? I told him, there's no problem, but here's a solution for you. Here's my opinion on it. I think you're a victim of circumstance. You're a victim of the circle of friends that are around you. If your circle of friends are boring and don't like doing anything, then you tend to be boring, and you tend to complain a lot about nothing going on. When I was living I'm in Tampa right now, and when I was in Atlanta, on Sundays, there was a spot called Barnacles that was open. I don't know if it's open anymore, but that place has about 100 TVs, big screens, small screens, and on Sundays they showed all the football games. And I would get there like 12:30, because you got to get there a little early so you can get a seat or get a space. And I would stay there till as late as I could until I just burned out. I can't take it no more. I got to get out of here. I'm having too much fun. It's like you don't sit down for like 8 hours, and you're like just the whole time screaming at the TVs. And then during the commercial breaks on the big screen, because all the little screens are still playing for the other different games, but the big screen was the main screen for the local team, the Atlanta Falcons. And so every time we went to commercial break, there was a DJ in there, and the DJ would crank it up, and people would rush to the dance floor at a sports bar. And then as soon as the game comes back on, you turn the music back off. Everybody goes back to watching the game like, just everybody in there just having fun. You can't beat that. And back to what I was saying about my friend, victim of circumstance, the circle of friends. What's going on in your city? You have to find stuff like that to do to add more life to your years. If I wasn't doing that, I would be at some other sports bar or some friend's house, getting together with them, having fun, meeting new people. So I'm gonna keep shouting this. I'm gonna keep shouting this. Add more life to your years, and it will add more years to your life. It's just the way it is. You can't deny it. You cannot deny it. Cannot deny it. People who have fun in their life usually have a better life. People who are always tired and miserable, their lives are just kind of boring. They're not the kind of people that you want to hang around or talk to. What are you doing this weekend? Oh, nothing. Just hanging out at the house. Really? You work all week, and all you want to do is sit around the house all weekend and do nothing. People like that tend to get sick a lot. Just watch your friends. Watch people like that. Something's always ailing them. Oh, my back and this and that. They're always complaining about something because they don't have any life in their years. Their years are boring. Their days are boring. You don't want to be like that. You want to enjoy your life, have fun, and your health will love it for you. Your health will love it for you. Your body will thank you for it. Because when you're acting like that, people like that tend not to worry about their weight. Think about it. People like that tend not to, they don't think like that. They're so active, it's in their subconscious, the body is just reacting great to that. They're not struggling. They're not sick all the time. They have active relationships, if you know what I'm talking about, with the opposite sex or the same sex or whatever sex you're doing. So, but check this out. I'm your boy Tim Thomas, reporting today with the great news of being more active and adding more life to your years. And it will add more years to your life. So, stay tuned for the next episode. Peace out.